All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless me here talking real music in real time. That's what I'm doing, really. And I'm doing it for real people just like you and real people like me. See, it's 100%. I like to every so often show this album because I have it and you don't, most likely. Ramos Hugo, The Dream. If you like Journey, you should go look for it. People are telling me you can buy it for like $30, $40. Josh Ramos, who is like a poor man's version of Neil Sean, he goes out there and plays similar licks, and he's got a similar tone, and he really gets the whole Neil Sean thing. So that's what's cool. And Hugo Valenti, my twin. No, he's got a lot more hair than I do. Steve Perry's twin. You got a Portuguese guy and you got an Italian guy. Anyway, Hugo, he's still out there. He was considered at one point to be in Journey back in 1998. And Neil Sean freaked out because he was like, this guy looks too much like Steve Perry. It's too distracting. I can't do it. That's the legend of it. You know, I haven't talked to Neil directly about it, but everybody says, yeah, he was considered, and it was like too obvious. It was like this guy right here. And they're like, I'm like, look back in history. If Hugo had taken that gig, or if they had allowed him to take that gig, I think at least for another 10 to 15 years, I think Hugo could have been the singer in Journey. And I think people who don't pay attention, like the casual fans, they wouldn't have even known there was a switch because they look a lot alike. Hugo is still out there performing with his band Voyage, selling out like 12 nights in a row at Hampton Beach Casino. If you have the chance to go see him, go see him. I'm waiting for him to come to Florida so he and I can hang out and smoke really fancy cigars and talk about all the things that happened in the music world when he was, being cast aside, because that's what happens, in the 90s. You had this unbelievable vocalist. And if you go back to his early work, like his solo material and this band called Valenti that he was fronting, I mean, it's scary how good that music was and how it was ignored. Much like this channel, please support the channel. Don't forget also to check out Modern Retro Radio. They're playing the music that few other radio stations have the courage to play. And they're playing some great rock and roll that you just won't hear on the radio. So if you like rock and roll, check out Modern Retro Radio. Speaking of rock and roll, Dolly Parton's rock album. Hey, is Dolly Parton the new queen of rock and roll? I mean, we just lost Tina Turner. So Tina Turner, in the hearts of most people, will always be remembered as the queen of rock and roll. But the way people are talking about Dolly Parton these days, and again, we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to blame for all of this. I'm sorry, I like Dolly Parton's voice. I don't like it singing rock and roll. There's not one song that's been released thus far that has impressed me because Dolly Parton is singing so well. She does. She sings well. Her voice does not fit the music. Now we've got We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You. Yes, the Queen classic, in case you didn't know, which I'm sure everybody knew what I was talking about. Dolly Parton's We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You will be used to promote the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Oh boy, I am so looking forward to that. Whew, I ran out of air. Dolly Parton has just released the video for her cover of the Queen classic, We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You, and sports fans will likely be seeing a lot of it in the coming year. All right, you know what I'm going to say? This is contrary to what I was going to say. I'm going to give Dolly Parton a lot of credit because she is getting incredible media attention, and she's just, because there's so little going on in the world of rock and classic rock, that she can kind of just squeeze in there. Hey, I'm Dolly Parton. I can do this. I'm 77 years old and I'm this legendary country singer. And now I'm going to take over a lot of the media coverage because I did a rock album and people are curious. And by the way, the feedback If you go to certain platforms where they're talking about this stuff, oh, Dolly Parton's version could be better than Freddie Mercury's. What? You know, you hear the needle just sliding off the record behind me. No. What are you talking about? Look, again, this is going to be misunderstood here. I like Dolly Parton. I like her voice. She's got this new song out, supposed to be a country song. They won't play her on country radio most likely, which is because of ageism and all that. But she's got this new song where she is going after all politicians, because she was asked about the song and she said, I don't like any of them because they're trying to pin her down. Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Biden supporter? That kind of thing. And she's like, no, I don't like any of them, because God forbid she doesn't support the Biden agenda, which is really selling us out to every country, which has been really good for our economy when it comes to like interest rates and inflation. You know, it's just worked wonders to make life more difficult for millions of people. But I digress. Anyway, I don't like this. I don't like the song, the way it's done. The music it's okay, the music part of it, but her singing it doesn't work. No, she's not Freddie Mercury. I mean, you couldn't get further from Freddie Mercury if you tried to do that. Not too many people are qualified to sing We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You. Not too many people. I know a handful of people I think that can do it and not sound like crap doing it. Dolly Parton is not one of those people, folks. But hey, if you're going to watch the Olympics next year, you are totally going to be grooving to her version, which again, the video is a celebration of athletes. Her new video is up, by the way, and you can see it, and will be used to promote the Paris Olympic Games. Okay, so it's not even here in the United States. It's in Paris, which kicks off on July 26th, 2024. Hopefully we'll all make it to 2024 and be able to see this. The clip features footage from Olympic superstars, and I can't pronounce all these names, so I won't attempt it. The U.S. women's soccer team and more. It starts with Dolly performing in an empty stadium and in front of the Eiffel Tower as a nod to next year's games. Oh, so this was telegraphed. This was completely telegraphed that they decided to do this and use her version of the song. Why not use the original Queen song? Why are we? Because it's Dolly Parton and she's the queen of rock and roll. She's the new queen. And the amount of media attention and exposure this is getting, it's crazy. And, you know, you go looking for content for your channel and it's like, oh, Dolly Parton's in the news again today because she's singing rock and roll. And everybody is so excited about that. And I'm like the only person who's not. I'm like, no, this isn't good. She's good. The music is good, but the two things together are not good. I know that's hard for some people to understand. We live in a world, by the way, I've noticed, where people don't critique anything anymore. They go, isn't that amazing? Dolly Parton singing Queen. Who would have thunk this would be good? Yeah, who would have thunk it, right? Because it's not good. Sorry. Hate to be the only contrarian here. If it was good, I would say, you know what? It's not my cup of tea, but it's pretty good. But this is not. And you may, take the redeeming qualities, the glass half empty, half full analogy. Well, she's singing well. She is. She's singing well. The music kind of sounds like the original. Sort of, kind of. So yeah, you can put a little bit of water in your glass and you can put a little tobacco in your pipe and smoke it and all that good stuff, but it's not making it better. And again, I'm not sure why the original version isn't good enough for Paris, but the Dolly version is, and they made a video about it. I mean, Queen should be splicing footage together. Brian May should be working on this and saying, no, our version's going to be better because it's Freddie Mercury. Duh. So anyway, I have some strong opinions, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, and that's fine. That's fine. I understand that. But I have Ramos Hugo, and most likely you don't. So you need to get a copy of it. Plus, I've told people about modern retro radio, and I've made converts, a few of them. And some people, over there have heard my voice, and they've wondered, who is that man? who is that guy? And they've decided to check out my channel. So it works out, except for the fact that most of my videos are being blocked, banned, or at least throttled back from where they should be. With 68K, I should have about 10% of the audience watching, which means I should be getting about 6,000 views on every video. Instead, I'm getting 1,000 or 2,000 at the most. But I appreciate those. You can support me if you want to via Patreon, also through YouTube memberships. Please do if you like the content here, because I have no other recourse. This goes across the entire YouTube platform. It's not just my channel. I did a video about that yesterday that didn't get too many views, so I wanted to reiterate here at the end of this amazing tribute to the new queen of rock and roll. God forbid. I love Dolly. She can be the queen of country. She can be the queen of Appalachia. She can be the queen of the hillbillies. She is not the queen of rock and roll. All right? Just want to make that clear. God bless everybody, and talk to you all soon. Stay safe out there. Don't go to CVS.